Good morning, everyone. Congratulations to all who finished school this week in a most memorable and unique fashion. This Sunday was originally going to be focused on immigrant justice and has rightfully shifted to focusing on racial justice to remain topical and present to the issues of our time. And I actually think that the story I have prepped for today is relevant in a few significant ways. That we cannot assume someone's story, that we must acknowledge our history as well as the present reality for many of us, and we must show up for one another. Our lives are unique in their challenges and their prejudices and their privileges, and in order to really commit to anti-racist work as well as to focus on justice and anti-discrimination for all, we must listen. We must listen to each other's stories and attend to the person at the center of them. And we must learn from them. So today, I have one person's story, and her name is Rama. Rama, wake up! The rooster would crow every morning when we still lived at home. From my warm bed, I listened as Mama prepared breakfast. Bread, yogurt, and juicy red tomatoes from our garden. When I was little, not so long ago, my brother Sami, our friends, and I played on sun-baked soil. We laughed and ran across rocks and sand, free as birds. And at night, when Papa came home from the fields, he would sit for a time under the orange tree and tell the stories of our ancestors. In that not-so-distant memory, we were free. Free to play and free to go to school, free to buy fruit and vegetables from the market, free to laugh and chat and drink tea with the neighbors, always 3 cups. But that was then, and this is now. Back then, Jado, my grandfather, fished. And Papa worked in the fields, and Mama sewed silk scarves for me and my dolls. Wrapped in silk and hugs, I didn't know our lives would soon change forever. But Jado said we weren't really free. If we're not allowed to sing our songs, or dance our dances, or pray our prayers of our choice, are we really free? And then war came to our country. And life in our village changed, and nothing was as it had been. Soon, there was not enough food. Rama, share this bowl of soup with Sami. I didn't know then that Mama would go hungry. But we still had Mama's hugs and Jado's arms to hold us. Then the birds stopped singing, and people began to leave our village. First a trickle, and then a stream across dusty fields under a burning sun, a stream driven by hope. Mothers, fathers, children seeking a better place, a better life. A river of strangers in search of a place to be free, to live and to laugh and to love again. In search of a place where bombs did not fall, where people did not die on their way to the market. A river of people in search of peace. At first, when our neighbors left, I didn't mind. I still had Papa and Mama and Jado and Sami. I still had friends. We waved goodbye, not knowing that they wouldn't come back. But then, when the bombs fell too close to our home, things changed. One day, Jado told Sami and me that it was time. Time to join the river of people. Time to leave all that we knew. That night I lay in bed and cried because I knew I might never hear the crow of the rooster, the creak of the gate, the bleat of the goats, and I lay awake and listened to the wind, wondering if the moon rises in the same way in other places. Sami and I said goodbye to the flowers in our yard, to our goat, to our soil that we called home. And then we walked. We walked and walked and walked. I tried to match my steps to Jado's long strides. I tried to hold Mama's hand, but she carried blankets, a bundle of clothes, I carried only memories in my heart. We walked, sometimes alone, but mostly with others. Everyone fleeing the war, running away from the bombs. Papa carried little Sami and Ma and more on his back. When I grew so tired and cried, Papa told me we were walking towards a bright new future. We walked to the end of the earth, and when we reached it, there was a sea, and we set sail on waves of hope and prayer. I was frightened as the waves battered our little boat, and not everyone made it safely across. We said prayers for those whose journey ended at sea. When we arrived on land once again, Mama and Papa planted seeds to grow flowers to remember those who did not reach freedom. And on we walked, tired. I was so tired. My feet felt like the rocks on which we walked. My legs were trees rooted to the soil, but on we walked. But now we walked across lands free from war, free from guns and bombs, free from fear. Now we walked on hope. And at last we came to our future. New neighbors welcomed us with open arms. I heard their voices, but didn't understand their words. When I saw their smiles, I knew what the words meant. Stay, they said. Stay here with us. You will be safe now. No more war. And they shared what they had. Clothes, food, even a new doll. We have a new home now. A home with new sounds and new smells, with smiles and people who help. Will this always be home? Or will we go back one day? The lucky ones, they call us. New memories, new hopes, new dreams. Not of war, but of peace. We don't always know where our paths will take us, but we do know that we must fight for one another, and for peace, and for justice, and for a country that cares for all of its people. Times are changing. We are showing up for one another in wonderful ways. Thank you for caring for one another and for standing up for what's right.